Hello viewers, I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Monday to each and every one of you. You're watching 284 Media. Thank you so much for your time. On Friday, Charity Reimer, who is a BVI Youth Parliament representative, presented a piece on climate change to the House of Commons in the United Kingdom. I'm honored today to be joined by Charity Reimer, who is an 18-year-old national of the British Virgin Islands, currently a resident of the United Kingdom. She has also spent some of her formative years in the United Kingdom, of course, and the United States, then the British Virgin Islands, where she developed a deep love and appreciation for her parental home. Now, while residing in the BVI, she attended St. Mary's School, now called the Sibney Center for Excellence in Virgin Gorda. Charity is currently a second-year college student at the Hockeril Anglo-European College in Hertford, UK, where she is much in line with her international upbringing. She's completing an international diploma. Now she has a deep interest in the way that geography impacts human life and society, and has decided that she will further develop her knowledge and skills in that area once she embarks on her university journey next year. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break with Miss Charity Reimer.
Freeze. Choose your mix, choose your flavor.
Viewers, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, I am joined by Ms. Charity Reimer, who on Friday addressed the House of Commons in the United Kingdom, and she presented on climate change and, of course, its impact on her home, the British Virgin Islands. Charity, welcome to our platform. Welcome to 284 Media. Thank you so much for your time.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure. Now, as mentioned, you presented to the House of Commons. I want to begin there. What was it like for you to stand before your colleagues and, of course, be on that very national stage speaking at the House of Commons? What was that like for you?
It was very exciting. I've never spoken somewhere that prestigious before, in the House of Commons, a renowned government building in the UK. And being in a room full of such excellent young people was ecstatic. The environment was very alive, and being able to represent the BVI and being the first BVI land, I believe, to speak in the House of Commons was something, it was an honor to me. And all the messages and comments I've been receiving from home have been so uplifting, and I've been grateful to receive them. So thank you all.
Wonderful. Now, I want to speak about your process in preparing this presentation to address the House of Commons. What was your preparation like?
Well, I began with writing the speech itself, and I decided to do climate change because I was in Hurricane Alma in 2017, and just seeing the damage that caused, I thought I had to speak about our experience in the BVI. And a couple of weeks before, like after I wrote it, I began rehearsing, and I just wanted to get my delivery across to make it powerful and persuasive so that the UK listeners could hear how much it impacted us in the BVI.
Incredible, and you did a wonderful job. I want to talk about the Youth Parliament in the United Kingdom, for which you are representing the BVI. Of course, this sitting at the House of Commons was the first since 2019, of course, given the COVID-19 pandemic. What has the experience been like for you in being a part of the International Youth Parliament with young people and colleagues from all across the world?
Well, it was such an amazing experience. I was one of 8, I believe, of the overseas territories, representing the overseas territories of islands of the UK. So yes, that was really exciting as well. Mr. Lindsay Hoyle, I'd like to thank him again for extending the opportunity to us to have our voices heard in the House of Parliament, I mean, because we rarely ever get to do that. That's never happened before, particularly within the Youth Parliament. So I think it's just showing progress towards change.
What would you say to fellow young persons like yourself who are watching and wish to be a part of such experiences as it pertains to not only the youth parliament, but I'm sure at some point it may have been nerve-wracking for you, but you had the ability and the confidence to allow yourself to be represented and to speak. What would you say to the persons who are watching of your age group who may want to participate in such activities, whether the youth parliament or otherwise, but are a bit nervous?
I believe these opportunities are so enriching, and we really have to overcome our fears. We might be a bit shy or lacking in confidence, but people will only listen. Everybody wants to hear your voice, and your voice does matter. So I believe engaging in activities such as this may be daunting at first, but they're truly a cause of good, and I believe the voice of young people deserve to be heard. So definitely speak up.
Now, Charity, this is just the beginning of your journey. You are presently embarking on a diploma. I want to talk about your area of study of focus and what may be next for you.
Well, I'm currently studying geography. I'm in year 13, which is the last year of high school. And next year, I will attend university. I really do love geography, it's my passion. And I'm not quite sure what I'd like to do next, but
Okay.
it would be in the field of geography. And I just want to just express my passion and my interest through this subject. I'm not sure what that will be yet, but definitely through that subject. Yeah.
Understood. With your passion for geography and love for the environment, of course, and let's focus in more so on climate change, for which your presentation so eloquently expressed. What should we be paying more attention to, Charity, from your opinion, as it pertains to climate change, not only on an international level, but just as residents in the British Virgin Islands? What should we be paying more attention to as it pertains to climate change?
I believe we should be paying more attention to raising awareness. I believe individual actions play a huge role in the change that we can make and the progress we could contribute towards climate change, such as possibly limiting our use of single-use plastics and lowering our emissions. But I also believe that like my speech also raises awareness to the global stage, and on behalf of the UK government, I believe BVI, like governments such as the BVI, if we raise awareness, we can make our voices heard and show that vulnerable people like us are at stake in climate change. And for example, the COP27 that's happening this week, I
Yes.
think my speech helped generate awareness towards that. So I think just having our voices heard can make such a huge difference in the fight against climate change.
Well, we want to thank you, Charity, for, of course, letting your voice be heard and representing the Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, so eloquently. For the persons who may not have been able to see your presentation, let's take a look at it right now.
And that strong sense of local political history. Thank you.
The British Virgin Islands.
Mr. Speaker, the summer of 2017 was a summer that changed the life of every young person in the Virgin Islands, myself included. What should have been a fun-filled holiday turned into a matter of life and death. Within the space of 6 weeks, we experienced severe flooding due to heavy rainfall and widespread destruction from not one, but two Category 5 hurricanes, Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria. Mr. Speaker, it is territories like the British Virgin Islands, whose carbon footprint is almost non-existent, who are the ones that will now suffer the most from the environmental challenges the world now faces. In fact, for 6 months of the year, the threat of an active hurricane season is always looming over our shores. And the reminder of the terror and destruction that the hurricanes and floods of the summer of 2017 brought to us has resulted in a growing mental health challenge amongst our population, particularly within our youth. For many months after I was evacuated, I could not have helped but imagine the people that I'd left behind, those with no school, no roofs over their heads, and those, quite frankly, those with no hope. Life as they knew it had changed forever. But the future and sustainability of our islands rests with us, the youth, to mitigate against the effects of climate change. The youth will have a heavy, costly burden to bear. Our inheritance is an ever-increasing bill to rebuild our territory with every natural disaster that pays us an unwelcome visit. Climate change sweeps across all aspects of the lives of the Virgin Islands youth. Our education, our food security, our paths to employment and entrepreneurship, our mental and physical health. But even though the future is uncertain, I am still hopeful, for even though we are small, we are mighty. Thank you.
Montserrat.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Charity Reimer of the United Kingdom, a BVI resident presently studying. Charity, we want to thank you once again for your presentation and for raising awareness. As you may know by now, we are quite proud of you and your accomplishments, and we look forward to amazing things coming from you. Viewers, Charity is a highly active student in college life beyond her academics, serving as a chair of the college's Rotaract Club and head of her college. Of course, Charity is also exceptionally talented in the performing arts, and she is a trained vocalist and has starred lead roles in annual school theatricals and, of course, concerts over the past 10 years. She is intrigued by East Asian foreign languages and culture and has studied Mandarin and Japanese. She is by far one of the Virgin Islands' best and brightest, and we thank her so much for her time, her conversation, and, of course, lending her voice to climate change. Charity, thank you once again, and do continue to be well while you engage in your studies. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I'd also just like to quickly thank Honorable De Castro, who's the Minister of Education, for representing the Youth Parliament in the BVI. And I'd like to thank the BVI team in the UK and family back home in Bojangora and Tortola, Brisbane. Thank you everyone for all your wishes.
Wonderful. Viewers, that's all the time we have. I'll see you later.